Thank you.
We do have a new sensation in the National Football League. And that sensation, as we talked about yesterday, is not only Tommy DeVito, not only the Paisan who has taken over the NFL by storm, but his agent, Sean Stellato, who apparently is now making the rounds, doing multiple interviews, talking about, I think he just got inducted into the Italian National Italian Hall of Fame.
Did he really?
Yeah, I swear to God.
There was one in Boston. There was a bunch of them. Yeah.
I mean, listen, it counts. All right, you probably got some sort of a plaque or an award or something like that to go along with it.
Pinky ring.
Yeah, and so,
You get that pinky ring, you get to go.
by the way,
I hear,
what the hell is gabagool? Brady said that yesterday. It's been in my head all day. What is gabagool?
It's capicola.
Gabagool. Yeah.
Oh, why can't you just say capicola?
You gotta say gabagool.
All right.
It's a Jersey thing.
Huh.
Okay. Well, listen. Whatever it is, gabagool, gabba this.
Yo, gabba gabba.
He is taking over.
How's your broccoli?
He was making the rounds.
I'm not joining this one.
And he was why not
join this one, dude?
Thin ice there?
Yeah, I won't skate on it.
But he was on the Kay Adams podcast, Up and Adams with Kay Adams, and they're just smearing it around a little bit, and they're talking about Tommy DeVito, whatever, same thing. Tommy Danny, it's probably his middle name, but point is,
away from this topic.
Point is, he talked about the potential of Tommy D, his client, not only being the quarterback of the Giants this year, but also long term.
My dream is for him to be the starting quarterback and get a long-term deal with the New York Giants. I have no doubt he can win this job. He's won the locker room. The coaches are believing. Let's face it, the fans think he's the second coming of, the Sopranos back at 20-something years ago. Just in terms of that aura and that passion and that blue-collar underdog approach, because he relates to that fan base. So I think he can win that job. I have no doubt about it. Daniel Jones is a hell of a quarterback too. So got to just continue to take it one day at a time, one practice at a time, one game at a time. But I know he's ready for any challenge that's going to come his way. He's prepared his entire life. Don't forget, this is a kid that went up against Tua and Trevor Lawrence at the Open out in Oregon and was the MVP of that camp.
So. And if they don't start him, then we'll give him an offer he can't refuse.
I thought you were staying away from it.
Well, I couldn't help it. I'm sorry.
I do have to point out again the fact that, did you notice the names he said he went up against?
Oh yeah,
Tua and Trevor. They were the same class. So think about that for a second. He went to high school the same. Trevor Lawrence is in his third year in the NFL. Tommy DeVito's in his first as a rookie. He's 25 years old. Now, don't get me wrong. He was a top 10 quarterback in his class in high school. Coming out of Don Bosco prep.
That's very highly. That's high rated.
Hell yeah, it's
high rated. Yeah.
Hell yeah. He was well known among circles and all that. So he was well known going to Syracuse. As his agent pointed out, he'd performed well at a lot of the quarterback showcases, and he was well known. So the underdog story is an interesting one because the underdog story is one that relates to him, I think, as he came into the NFL, because his college career didn't go exactly how he had hoped. But it wasn't that bad of a career. Honestly, he kept getting better. Like when he first played at Syracuse, he was a good player. After he transferred, obviously went through a couple hard years his last 2 years. He played well for Illinois, as far as all things considered. And, didn't get drafted, but is a player that is showcasing the ability that if you go in, you don't turn over the football. He hasn't turned over the football in any of the last 3 games he's played. It could go a long way in helping you win a football game. And he hasn't had to light the world on fire. His best game was probably versus Washington. But, since then, as long as you take care of the football, don't put it in harm's way, he's run a little bit too, that helps. You can win some football games the way they're playing. So the tough thing for, I think, the Giants moving forward is the schedule gets more difficult. And, now we get to see as they, They have to go to New Orleans, to Philly. I mean, you're talking about two tough places to play, good defenses. Then they got to play the Rams and then Philly to end it. So he's going to get every opportunity to really create some momentum, I think, for whether or not he should be the guy going into the offseason, or at least have a shot to compete for it with Daniel Jones when he comes back from injury. But if these last 4 games don't go the way the last 3 games have gone, there's going to be a lot of people out there who say, it was a good story. But Daniel Jones, or they need to look in the draft. Because that's the other part of this, is they're number 8 right now in the draft. And I think we'd all agree, Daniel Jones, even though he's still under contract, he's not the answer there at quarterback. Maybe if Tommy DeVito lights the world on fire the next 4 games, he can create enough momentum where he looks like the guy, or he should get at least a shot. But you still have the Giants with a top 10 pick who may be staring at a quarterback they really like in the face come the draft in April in 2024.
Yeah, I would like to revisit the conversation that the agent had during the soundbite that we aired, and did he make a conscious effort to politic and push for his client to be the starter, because you haven't had a guy like this since The Sopranos? Did he just appeal to did he just appeal to first of all, didn't he say that is the Giants fan base, so all of the Giants fan base are Sopranos fans?
I've heard different.
Hey, he's not wrong. How you doing?
I'm just trying to understand it. Because I mean, in his discussion points, to really make him endearing and make him attractive as a can't miss guy.
Bro, he's an agent. He's gonna sell whatever he can.
I thought he was going to say Hostetler or Sims, Kilmer or something like,
Eli Manning, just him.
Kilmer wasn't a Giant.
Yeah,
I mean, but you said a crime family. I mean, are we just going to just kind of breeze over that? Like I don't know. I just need to revisit that for a moment. But on a serious note, I think the kid is I like his athleticism, his ability to run the ball, his mobility. Again, I think it's a league that is showing that if you have a mobile quarterback, it changes how defenses have to prepare for you, and the fact that he can run, along with having Saquon, I don't know what happens with him in the future, but this next few games that they have that are tough. If they can just show that, find a little bit of balance and what it is that they're trying to do and what they're trying to accomplish, I mean, there's no reason not to take a serious look at him.
At the very least, he's been the best Giants quarterback this season. If you want to look at the numbers, if you want to look at just the optics, whatever, and then there's obviously the outside stuff, the popularity, all that, which is secondary to everything else football-wise, he's been the best Giants quarterback. So at least he's made it a conversation, maybe going into next year, if they don't draft a quarterback, hey, at least we open this up and it's a true competition. But
I hope he does well, though.
I do too.
I think my guy Carmine at Reds.
It's a fun story.
I used to go in the Reds when I first got to the Giants, I'll tell you. And Carmine came in on his birthday, and the rumors of old head dudes, guys,
yeah,
and their girlfriends. I mean, it could have been the worst stereotype ever in that moment. But I got to say, I went up to Mr. Carmine and I said, "My sir, you are an impressive man. Happy birthday to you." I used to eat at Red's every day because it was the closest restaurant to the facility, and I just go in there and sit there, and they had the horse races on the whole time on the televisions, all the televisions around the bar.
Well, yeah,
just horse racing, and they was up in there playing. So, anyways, it brought back some fond memories hearing about DeVito being the guy. I hope it works out on everything for so many storylines. I hope it works out.
By the way, that being said, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to feel like a horse's ass if he goes out and gets stomped the next 2 games on the road.
Nah. Come on.
He's pretty good, man.
Look, he's
pretty good.
He's played well. Like I said, it's a fun story.
It's not a rush story, though, huh? We're not going to rush it. It's not a rush.
I don't know what the hell. I'll be honest with you. That was the most bizarre take you've ever had.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you jumped so quick on Cooper Rush.
He did very well.
No sense.
I did not jump on a bandwagon. I just said that he could be a better answer for now.
And now Dak Prescott's in the MVP.
Well, now Dak Prescott's playing. Maybe he needed Rush to rush him into playing the way he's playing right
motivation.
now. Yeah,
I don't know, man. That was a weird. I'll put it this way: in 3 games, all right, Tommy DeVito's got better stats than what Cooper Rush had over a 5-game starting.
They were undefeated. They didn't lose a game while he was out there, right?
They did. They
won.
Did. Yeah, they
lost. What they lose eventually?
I
mean, they went. He didn't lose early. He went undefeated.
He eventually lost one. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, I was on the I'm not going to say a bandwagon. That's too strong, but I mean, it created a conversation.
Just so weird.
Yeah. Well,
so then maybe
Daniel Jones thinks this is a weird conversation.
Well, maybe Daniel Jones is in the MVP conversation next year.
Maybe he is. Maybe he bounces back and comes into the MVP conversation.
Definitely could be.
And then this would have all been a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine.
Yeah.